Well, one of the most exciting things we can do besides a waterfall is the ocean. And I find that the biggest problem people have with the ocean is they do not know how to make the water move. So what I've done here is I've got my hockey brush, and we're just going to go ahead and put some medium on this. This is the even flow medium. Again, this is a black canvas, and we'll just use the paints that we already have mixed up just so we can show you how to do this. Okay, and so we'll go ahead and take a little bit of medium, not much. Take this blue color, and the thing about an ocean is that there's a stroke that you can use which is called a Z, and I'm going to make a big fat one right here. All right, you know that stroke, that's called the Z stroke. But way out in the ocean, how is that going to help you? How does that make water move? Well, let me give you a little bit of technical information. First off, if you were ever to take a look at an ocean just looks like it goes like this, and we've got swells in here. Okay, so if you cut these in half, all right, you can see this stroke. See that? And that's how we get, that's why this kind of a stroke. And, you know, not all of them are huge in the perfect storm and what have you. But there we go. See that? I'm just rocking from swell to swell. And we can use all kinds of colors. We can use blues. We can use grays. And we can have any color of a canvas. But the thing of it is, what we have to do, okay, is make that Z stroke. All right, over and over and over. And then it starts to work. Now, once you get this working with one color, then quickly add another. And the overlapping of the Z's, overlapping one another, is what builds a lot of good current. Now we've got some dark blues and dark right in here. Let's go ahead and add that. Okay, there we are. See that? And now that water is just starting to move, and you come back and you destroy everything. Okay, and what I mean by this, it doesn't matter what your original color is. It does not matter how many of the first Z strokes. Okay, it is through the process of overlapping all of these Z strokes that makes this water move. All right, so there it is. Just like that, that easy. Now we have another entire video on seascapes, how to do a crashing wave beach scene. So don't feel that this is your only lesson on seascapes in this series. Okay, but right now I just really wanted to show you that if you were doing an open ocean scene, how would you get that to move back and forth? How would you get the water to move? What's the magic? Okay, and that's the magic right there. We'll show you a couple of other things about the ocean in a second, but right now I just wanted you to see that. Now I'm going to take a little more of the titanium white. See? And I don't know, let's do this. Let's just take some of the white gesso in here, because we get darks and lights and mediums in seascape. All right, this is really bright, so we'll just work it in, and you can see the effect this has. All righty. Now I've got about 10 million watts of light, but have you noticed something? This is not drying, it's just working in well. Now, this looks like it's got a lot of chop to it. In reality, this is very dull. It's just that the black is making this look very, very light, okay? All right, see that? Now, you can even just go into pure medium, all right? Just take this and come right back here. So I work first with lights, then I work with dark. All right, see that? and now just a plain old medium. Now we'll work with super dark. And so I'll just clean my brush out first. Okay. And here I'm just going to use some Payne's Gray, because you have to have dark. You cannot lose your dark. Everything has to have light and darks and middle values. Okie dokie. So, see that? And just by going over and over and over. See how I come back and destroy the last that I made, the last one? And all of a sudden, we've got a very, very choppy ocean here, and it is moving. It's ready for you to put up on a seashore, or it's ready for you to go ahead and add a wave. So, speaking of adding a wave, let me show you how easy that is to do. Now, one of the things we know is that a wave has a lot of light behind it, if the light is from either side or behind it, and so that means the darkest area of the wave is going to be the wave itself. On top of the wave and in front of the wave and behind the wave will be a lot brighter. So here we go. We'll take a little bit of alizarin crimson. We'll take the phthalo blue. And why not? We'll just take a little bit of the gray and put that right in there. So let's go ahead and put in a wave. And I'm just using a number 3 fan brush. This is a bristle. And there's my wave. See, it's just not a big wave. It's almost a swell. But it doesn't matter if it's a swell or a wave. The principle is the same. See there? You want to make sure that line on the bottom is fairly straight, and you have the height of your swell or wave right up there. So now I'll just take my brush, wipe it out in the paper towel, and now I'll just go ahead and set it in with those Z strokes. Okay, and see how that wave now has become a natural part? And if any edge is a little stubborn, just take a touch of that even flow medium. Just a touch. You could also use the spray bottle. But see that? And all of a sudden, this is setting in quite nicely. And if you want white caps to your wave, that's even easier yet. We can just go ahead and clean our brush. You see me going and reaching over the edge, and that's because I'm going right into my bucket. And the bucket I have is right here, and it's full of water, and there's that grate you had seen in the preparation video at the bottom. Now I'm going to take some of the titanium white right on the very tips. Okay, just right on the tip. And here we go. We'll put a little bit of it right here at the top. Right here at the top. Alrighty. I'm putting at the top of the swells as opposed to the all the way across, because that's typically the height of the swell is where you'll see that the wave has gotten up so high that it's now crumbling forward, even though it's not a big crumble. Okay, there we are. And then we'll pull it down. Now you have to make a decision, one of those, what do they call them, almighty decisions or mighty decisions, as to what direction this is going. And I think I'll just go ahead and say this wave is coming in just like that. All right, so I'm going to pull this paint down a little bit on each side. And there we are. If you find it difficult, just go ahead and take your spray. All right, just take your spray back up and just hit it. Now what's interesting, you can see exactly on the canvas where your spray has touched. Okay, there we are, see that? And that's how we would add. See, first we put the wave in, then we set it in, and then if we want to, we can add little white caps on it. And we can have many of these going. Let me show you something else about the shoreline. And to do that, I'm going to take our number 8 flat that we have here. Okay, dried out on the cloth, and I'm just going to go ahead and take the very tips and put it right into the titanium white. A lot of times I get asked, how do I make the shoreline of a wave that's coming in and it's coming up the beach, and you know that little foam pattern it has there? Well, we've got the paint right here on the tips of our number 8 brush, and see, there it is. I'll just go ahead and put that there. I'll wipe off all the paint from my brush. Now this next step is the most important. We want to go parallel to the bottom of the canvas, and all I'm going to do is push this straight, pull this straight backwards and forward, and your canvas has to have wet paint to make this work well. So if it starts to get a little sticky, which it is right now, you just simply take your water bottle and give it a fine spray mist, just like that. And but the thing it is that you really have to make sure that it is pulling perfectly straight across. You don't want to go do any of these kind of funny little drops. Okay, so there we are, and there we go. See, just a little bit of water, and now, see, just pulling that straight across, and we have a perfect little shoreline coming up, and the water is just rushing up here, and we can have all kinds of colors. So you've been able to see how we do a wave, you've been able to see how we do a little bit of a shoreline. On the last video of this series, you'll see how we do the eye of a wave. Okay, let's go take a look at a mud puddle. Okay, isn't that an idea?